Hi, welcome to the LangShow. I'm Annette Lang, and this show is about life with a good side order of fitness. And so I just want to introduce myself briefly. I've been working in fitness forever, for about 27 years, and I've done a lot of different things. Sold memberships at a health club, worked in management, and then for the most part, personal training and educating personal trainers. And I feel like we're missing most people. So this show is about the rest of us, the rest of you who probably don't like to work out. And I like to exercise, and I know that's really great, but I don't force it down people's throats. I also like to drink beer, I like to party, I like to stay up too late. So I just feel like I, as a fitness professional, want to help more people, most people who don't hire personal trainers, most people who don't go to the gym. And I think we in fitness have made things overwhelming and too difficult. So anyway, my show, the LangShow, I just got back today from a run, and here's the fitness component to start with. I believe that we need to focus on 3 components: activity, leisure, and exercise. And then the synergy of putting that all together. So I want to talk about that with my nifty dry erase board. So, activity, leisure, exercise. And the synergy that puts that all together also spells AILS, which is my professional business name, Annette Lang Education Systems. And it's also beer. So we'll talk about the beer later. So the A is for activity. What does that mean? Activity is anything that you do during the day, that you have to do to get through your day. So if you have to walk a little bit, if you walk up the stairs sometimes, if you have to walk your dog, if you have to run around with your kids to get them ready, that's activity. Okay? Then we ask you, do you think you can improve that? Can you add activity to your daily life? I'm standing. The show's not going to be about sitting, because that's one thing that we can change that would be huge, is to stand more, to move more. That's my slogan, by the way, is let's move more. And I think Michelle Obama might have stolen that, but she couldn't, so she took let's move. But anyway, activity. What can you add? What are you willing to add to your everyday life? See, because here's the thing. We don't really appreciate how important the little things are. Okay? Let me digress a little bit. It's very common in this country for people to weigh 20 pounds more from the time they get to 20 to 40, right? Oh, it's normal to gain a pound a year. I always say when I hear that, it's like normal in the sense that it's normal for the human body, or normal because that's what most Americans do, right? So you ask yourself, how do you gain 1 pound a year? Well, it's because of those little things. If you eat an extra 100 calories a day, let's say on average, every day, so that's 365 days a year, it's 36,500 calories, right? If you figure that out, that comes out to about 10 point something pounds in a year from 100 calories a day. So if you do the opposite, if you burn 100 calories a day, you would take off that much in a year. And that's what we don't appreciate, the importance of that. So activity. What are you willing to add to your life? Now we get to the leisure, the L. What's leisure? That's stuff you do for fun, you know, so on the weekends, if you like to go play tennis, or if you join maybe a league in your city, if you like to go on a bike ride, you know, leisure pursuits. Exercise, I think, is an interesting term, because it's sort of like this continuum, you know, like what somebody who's in really good shape might consider activity. Somebody who's out of shape might consider exercise. So here's what I consider exercise. Exercise is when you're doing something that really puts a demand on one component of fitness. So I'm going to give you an example. I ride my bike for transportation. I also ride for long distance for fun and sport. But for transportation, if I ride my bike in the morning from where I live here in Brooklyn to Manhattan, there's nobody around and I can go pretty fast. My heart rate gets going, my legs are burning, so I feel like that's exercise. I'm challenging my cardiovascular system and my muscles. Now, fast forward 6 hours and I'm riding home at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Streets are crowded, there's lots of people, you have to stop a lot of lights, you can't get going very fast. I consider more that to be like activity. You know, now it's great for my circulation and my low level burning calories, but if I want to call it exercise, I would have to work harder. Why is this important? Because of the S, the synergy. How you put that all together. If I want to be a competitive cyclist and I want to do a race, then I need to work harder on the exercise part to be faster, last longer on the bike, climb up hills, etc. But if I also keep riding for transportation, I'm going to spend more hours on the bike, which you also have to do to be better at cycling. So it all matters. Okay, so that's the fitness part of this show, is to try to really help you get fired up to change something. And you can start with standing more and moving more, trying to add a little bit more activity. And you know what else is important? Because working as a personal trainer, if you come to the gym, the better you are at adding activity, the further ahead we can go with the exercise, you know, because you'll be more fit. So I want to bring that to your attention because we're going to focus on all of those aspects in this show. I'm training for a half marathon. I signed up for a half marathon. I never run races, but I figured what the heck. So that's April 15th, I believe. So today, I mean, I've been running forever, right? So today I thought, okay, I need to go out and spend the time jogging and running. So I figure if I can do 10-minute miles, that's still 13.1 miles or whatever, right? So today I went out and did an hour and a half, not fast by any means. I love the long, slow distance running, LSD. If you get my drift, LSD running, you get that buzz. Anyway, so that's important for me right now. Is it true exercise? I think it's more just getting used to the pounding and actually moving for an hour and a half, because that's what I feel like I need to work on. So we're going to talk about those kinds of things. The other thing that I want to talk about is an exercise that you can do at home or anywhere, okay? So this is part of my favorite bartender workout. Each show, I'm going to demonstrate an exercise that I've named after a bartender friend of mine, because I do like to go to bars and I do like to drink beer, as I've already said. So the first exercise is called the Drugel, and it's based on my friend Drew. And the funny story with Drew is we went to Budapest last year, and Drew went probably 2 days before the rest of us got there. And it was so funny because when we met him in Budapest, he knew where, you know, he had to buy the tickets for the subway, you know, what the bus schedule was for the tours. And he just knew everything. So we were walking around and we're saying, instead of like Googling it, just Droogle it. So we're like, hey Drew, you know, where's the Unicum Museum? Where's this bar? So anyway, and the exercise that I think fits Drew very well is a balance and a reach. And the way this exercise came about was Drew's very soft spoken, you know, so he'll be working at the bar and you're on the other side and you want to get a beer and he says something to you, but he talks very quietly. So he's like, what? Drew, what'd you say? And I said, Drew, that'd be a great exercise for you, is, you know, having to lean forward and ask again what you're talking about. So I call this a balance and a reach exercise, but it's called the Drugel. So here it is. You stand on one leg, and if you do this without your shoes on, it'll be even a better challenge for your balance. And so what you're going to do is, I'm standing on my right leg, and I'm going to reach forward with the opposite arm across the middle line of the body, which is really cool stuff. And then I'm going to say, what'd you say, Drew? What'd you say, Drugel? I couldn't hear you. And then come back. I'm going to keep standing on my right leg, But now I'm going to reach forward with my left hand and go down towards the floor a little bit and hold and come back. So now you're going to switch to the opposite leg. I'm switching to my left leg. I'm going to reach forward with my opposite arm. I'm going to bend down a little bit. I'm going to put my hand behind my ear, get a little rotation in there, and then come back. Still standing on my left leg, I'm going to reach forward and down, and then I'm going to come back. So you can do 3 or 4 repetitions on each leg, and that'll be a great balance and reach exercise, and that's called the Drugel. So, again, the name of the show is Lang. My name is Annette Lang. It's about life, and today I wanted to introduce what my concept is, my philosophy about activity, leisure, exercise, and I want you to think about what you can change to improve just a tiny, tiny bit. I'm not saying you have to change everything. I don't want to be a fitness zealot because I've never thought that worked, and that's not me. Just a regular person trying to help other people get fit. And the synergy is putting it all together, which leads to my final point, which is AILS, Annette Lang Education Systems, Activity, Leisure, Exercise, Synergy, and it also means beer. So, you know, my beer friend, my beer geek friends, they're all saying, you know, beer's got to be a little on the warm side because you have to appreciate the taste of the beer. But you know what? There's nothing like a cold beer as far as I'm concerned. So I love IPAs. I love the Brooklyn beer, 6 Point. I love the Brooklyn Brewery beer. I also love Smutty Nose. So this is my beer for the day to share with you guys. If you want more information about me or this show, Annette at AnnetteLang.com. And if you have any questions and want to be on the show, you can email me and we'll talk more. That's it for today. Take care. Thanks a lot.